Is it good to talk about your feelings? Well, the answer is it depends on how you're doing it. When we look at the research on anger and emotional expression and the things that people who have high emotional intelligence do with their feelings, we realize it's not just a simple question. Margot Baskin is a researcher who did several studies about this, looking particularly at anger and the way people talk to each other about their frustrations. She explored this idea she called Co-Brooding, which is basically talking to somebody about how you're feeling. And she identified that there was a passive approach where basically you were saying, oh, this is terrible and there's nothing I can do, versus an active approach of saying, oh, this is really tough, I need your help to figure out a solution. There's another problem here, which is that when somebody comes to you and is talking about their feelings and you're the friend, if your friend is trying to vent, you can validate their feelings and say, that sounds really tough, but you can also help them move forward and say, what could you do about it? Or what else are you feeling? Or what are some options that you have? That puts you in a role of EQ coach, supporting them not just to stay ruminating in the feelings, but actually using the feelings to help move forward. Another study, they used sportsmanship. And when people are a good sport, they deal with their setbacks in a positive way. And they say, okay, well that sucked, but I'm going to make the best of the situation and move forward. As opposed to being a bad sport where you're complaining and venting and making trouble. And what they found is that when people were a good sport about their difficult circumstances, that they were able to move forward in a way that was actually very productive. Whereas if they were in a state of complaining and feeling bitter about what happened, it made their feelings about the situation more intense. A long time ago, I read some research which talked about overventers and underventers. Most of us are overventers. We talk too much about our feelings. We express our feelings too much. And if you're an overventer, like most people, then just getting it out there actually makes the feeling more intense. In which case, talking about your feelings might not be that helpful. If you're somebody who's an underventer and you tend to suppress your feelings, then talking about your feelings is incredibly helpful. So in summary, it's not a question of should you talk about your feelings or not, but how are you going to do it? And the best way to talk about your feelings is in this proactive, problem, solution-oriented stance. Feelings are a resource for you to help you understand what's happening. And when you talk about them with a good ally, you're going to be using them as a source of information to help you find solutions, not to simply complain. Now it's your turn. Is it good to talk about your feelings? Tell us how you do it in a way that's helpful.